right? Why, why, when it comes to trading, why do we only see it one way? Like once we get in our mind, hey, this is a buy, and we put our order in to buy, why, if the pair starts selling, why can't we sell? It would be like leaving your house to go to the store and forgetting your way home, like not being able to come back. Well, I just used that street to go to the store. You know, the last time I checked, when I looked at my phone, my MT4 has a buy and a sell button, the same way yours does, right? We all understand structure. We all understand liquidity. And if you don't understand liquidity, there are plenty of places that you can go to look that up. Yes, ma'am.
I think for me, when you say that sell and that buy button, I completely understand what you're saying on that. What gives me pause from hitting either one, because I've done that before. I'm like, okay, it's going the opposite direction. Just hit the opposite, sell or buy. But I feel like, say for instance, if I get an order block on a time frame and I'm like, oh crap, it's going different from where I thought it was going. If I hit that opposite button and then it turns around and start going in the direction I'm in, to me, in my head, I feel like I'm not using my skills correctly trading that, if that makes sense. Maybe I'm not saying it right.
Oh, you're saying it perfectly. But I've already addressed your problem is you have bad psychology. That's it. It's horrible. It's trash. Your psychology is trash. You know that dude on Instagram, like trash, trash. Yeah, that's your psychology. It's cool. Own it. You have trash for psychology. You're the person that puts the pip count out every week, Selena. The only way you don't make money is by having trash psychology. And I don't want you to feel like you're being picked on. There's plenty of us that have trash psychology. All of us, if we're honest, we have trash psychology at some point, right? Because most of us, probably all of us, I don't want to say all because I don't know who's on the call. I haven't worked with everybody on this call on an individual basis. But what I do understand is most people on this call can sit and look at a chart and see structure, right? Most people would tell me, hey, man, this is an uptrend, right? This is the uptrend, this is a pullback, and it goes up. Now, probably less people can understand what type of pullback this is, right? Like on what time frame this pullback is on. I did a one-on-one with somebody the other day, talking about this very pair. And, she got murdered last week, right? And I'm like, well, did you look, did you, when you pull out your chart and you look at this pair, it doesn't really matter what time frame I look at it on, but some people have a time frame issue and they got to look at it on a certain time frame. If I look at this pair on this 15-minute time frame, I'm going to say it came from here, it went up here, and it pulled back, right? Or I'm going to say it came from here, it pulled back. So I'm going to measure this pullback, right? Then it has a complex pullback, which is a W, and it goes here and it pulls back here. So I would measure this pullback. It will eventually lead me to this point, right? This is the spot that I need to measure this expansion, right? Then once the expansion gets up, it needs to pull back. That's how I would look at this pair. But it doesn't matter on what time frame you're looking at the pair. The only thing that matters is once you analyze it and you decide where you're going to get in, right, and what you're going to get in for, you have to pick your entry and you have to pick your stop loss point. Once you pick those entries and stop loss, your stop loss or your hedge means that the idea that you had about this trade has been invalidated, right? So I'm going to talk about this trade from a past tense, right? So on this trade, we had an impulse move, we had a pullback, and we had another impulse move, right? So if I knew, if I was going to trade this, right? And what day is this? This is Monday. Sunday. So let me replay this. Okay. So this is Sunday. Doesn't matter what my bias is, right? My bias could be that this is going to sell, right? So once I get my 4-hour candle on this Sunday and it pushes up like this, it pushes up past this high. That's structure, right? That's structure. So now I'm forced to relook at what this is giving me. And I could say, hey man, this is structure, it's gonna buy, right? But what I like to do is look at the overall move of the pair. So whether you look at it like this, well, this has been an uptrend, it's consolidating, maybe it'll go up. Or if you just look at this last leg right here, I'm going to pull out my fib, and I'm going to measure this push up. From this wick to this wick, it pulled back right into my golden zone, right? Then it pushed away from the zone. So now I have to look at this like this is going to be a buy. So the only thing that I need to find now is an entry, right? So where is my entry? This impulse move, right? This impulse leg leaves a huge imbalance. Y'all see the imbalance?
Yes.
So for me, if I'm looking for an entry into this trade, it's probably going to be at this imbalance. As a matter of fact, if you look at the mentorship from ICT, he preaches a concept basically that says as much, right? Once they run this swing high right here, which you see it got ran, price should pull back into this imbalance. You can get you an entry and push up. If you understand the concept behind it, then this is probably where you're going to be looking. Now, he preaches this concept on a lot smaller time frame, right? Like, I believe he talks about the 1, 2, and the 3 minute. So it doesn't really matter, in my opinion, where you drop. This is the 15 minute. So maybe here's the imbalance on a 15 minute, right? If you keep dropping down, you're going to probably get imbalances like throughout this chart. Here's still an imbalance. So all I have to do, if I'm a trader, if I believe this is going up, I'm going to wait until price pulls back into this big yellow box, right? And then I can choose on whether I want to wait for it to pull down here or whatever. But I don't have to do anything as a trader at this point unless price shows me that it's cooperating, right? Y'all understand that? So price pulls to my box, it pulls down in my box, boom, right? That right there, buddy, that right there is a good entry. Whether it doesn't matter what time frame we're on, guys. Like, let's say we're not good enough to enter down here, like get down to the 5 minute or the 3 minute, like ICT preaches, right? Let's say we're just not there. Let's just say we don't trust ourselves. On this 1 hour chart that I was just on, it gives you a bullish order block, right? I got it. It's below the line at first, but where does it close? Where does this close? Above our moving average, right? So any one of us on this call are capable of taking this trade right here. We could have put our position at the wick, at the top wick of that doji. Could have put our stop loss at the bottom wick of this doji. Our take profit. Where's our take profit, Selena? The negative 27, right? I heard you. Yeah, negative 27. Because
I'm sorry, I was on mute. I was on
because
mute.
it is fib, we fibbed it already. It came to our zone. If it comes to our zone, this negative 27 right here can be our target, right? If that's not good enough for you, squeeze this in and look across. This, I can already tell you, this what I have marked out is a monthly order block, right? Price is eventually going to punch through this monthly order block. That's why it consolidated right under the order block. But that's neither here nor there. All I'm saying is this move, this 272 pips that happened on the 12th, right? This is the 20th, but this is on the 12th that this signal or whatever we got. Now you can play it out. If it your what's his name is activated, your hedge is activated, Selena. This is perfect. If your hedge is activated, I don't have to do nothing. It goes back to the zone. Let me pause it so I can drag this over. This is exactly what happened to you, right, Selena?
No, it never even
Wait. Yeah, it did. You were in the trade. You closed it though, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying it. I was just going to say it never made it back up. It just continued to say.
Well, obviously, but my point is, if you got in this trade on a Monday,
right?
I have until Friday to make a decision.
I see what you're saying. I'm tracking.
So now Tuesday is just now coming back. I'm in a hedge right now. This is Wednesday. I'm still in the hedge. Now I'm killing my hedge, or I'm slowly killing my hedge as it pushes up. We're on the right side, right? We're on the right side of this line. By now, I should be out of my hedge. What day is this? Thursday. Bam. Thursday. I was in this trade from Monday and it hit my TP on Thursday. I didn't lose the idea, right? So my entry may have been premature, right? My entry may have been premature based off of it hitting my zone. It went up. My hedge protects me. So what? I'm down this 1%. The idea is still valid. It didn't break the 78. It didn't break any other of this structure. It came down to these lows. It pushed back up. Money. 272 pips. I could have added another position to here, right? But even if you didn't, that's 9% right there. You didn't kill your trade idea because your entry was a little off. And here, this is my entire beef or my entire rant about this. Getting entries into trades at your current level is probably one of the most difficult things that you're going to do as a trader, right? But if your mind isn't right, you're going to bail. You're looking for any excuse to get the hell out of the trade because you're not even comfortable. You're not comfortable. I mean, it's not like they're going to take this money out of your bank account. You already paid for the account, but you're not even comfortable putting those other people's money on the line.
And I see what you're saying. It's like, I guess so say for instance, for me, because it was AU and I posted this, this trade idea and I was already in on one position. I had been in it since Sunday night and made like $150. And I'm like, okay, I feel like it's going to continue to buy and I'm going to get my other 8% and it's going to be a wrap. And then everything was in play, my moving averages. But then when I started looking at it more, I was like, oh my gosh, it was creating bearish order blocks on, I think, the 1 hour and the 2 hour. And if I'm going to do the retracement, if I'm going to do that, if I'm going to hedge, then my problem is, like you said, with the psychology, if I'm going to do that, then I just need to let it play out. Just consider, because, you know, when I hedge, I consider that position dead, you know, until I put in another position. But what I should do is, like you say, even if it takes 3 or 4 days, just let it do what it's going to do. Instead of just, you know, I guess ride it out. But in the back of my head, Todd, I'm gonna be honest. In my mind, I was hearing you say, are you just gonna sit here and you know what I'm saying, watch this trade continue to go in another direction without changing your strategy?
Well,
but it was a hedge position.
Would you? I wouldn't. I wouldn't sit there and watch my trade go in the opposite direction. But what I understand, though, is the structure. If this trade would have broke structure, if it would have broke down, that's different, right? Like, to me, this trade could have came all the way down here to the 78, and I'm not sweating. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's part of it. It goes to the 78. Okay, that's even better. But is your trade breaking structure? Once your trade idea breaks structure, now you have to reorganize your position. Like, you have both positions. Now you have to get heavy on the other side. That's all I'm saying. Like, the hedge gives us a second life. Most traders get one time to get it right. They put their trade in, they hit stop loss, they're done. When I put mine in, it pushed down, it came back up. I started cutting my hedge. I'm in the money, right? Now, where they lost 1%, I still made, let's say I made 8% instead of 9.7 because I had to cut some off my hedge. That's 8% that they didn't make that. They have to be exact on their entry. I don't. I just got to be in the ballpark. I just got to be in the room. I just got to get in the trade. This is why whenever the weekend happens and you say, oh man, I'm not going to enter until it hits that inbound. That's cool. I'm going to get in the trade. If you go to that inbound, great. And if it don't, great, because I'm still in the trade. Once I'm in the trade, I'm going to work my 10% out that son of a gun. That's just how it works. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can use the market structure to your advantage. And this is exactly what happened this weekend. Let me fast forward this bad boy to Sunday. Okay. This is the Sunday first hour, right? See that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then it pulls back. Get your boy in the trade. So once it pulled back, I got out, right? Why did I get out?
Probably because you already made your 10%, or you getting ready.
I didn't make 10%.
You had a hedge, so you closed your sell trade, and then your hedge picked up.
Think about this. Think about this. So we talked about this this weekend on the call. All this move is, right? All this happened before London. This is pre-London. So what's going to happen on London?
Retraces.
That's right. It's going to push right back up in London. It's probably going to take these highs out. Then it'll push down, right? This is what I'm thinking. So once it rejected, and this wick these lows, I'm like, nope, I've seen enough. So I took my profit here. Still 4.8%, right?
Mhm.
Now, I'm not telling you guys to do this, but I doubled my lot size because
Mhm.
I knew I knew that price was coming back up. So, which means if price comes back up to my equal highs, right?
Mhm.
And I've just made 14%. Only if price comes up to where I got in the trade at, right?
Mhm.
Bam, 14% made. See what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It was actually almost 18% made because of this candle shot up so fast. But the point is this, it did exactly what we talked about. It pushed down, it came back up for London session, pushed right back down. If I had needed it, if I had needed another push, I'd have got that, right?
Mhm.
Because you can go both ways. You can go both ways. Today, I caught a US 30 trade the same way, right?
Mhm.
Then I caught a GJ trade the same way.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm
This
lost.
GJ trade right here. This is where I got in.
Todd,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm lost.
Oh, don't get lost. Let's talk about it. How are you lost?
How you knew it was gonna go back? I mean,
Well, okay. Let's
so you're
about,
watching trade on the 1 hour at Sunday open, Sunday night, right? That's what you said?
okay. So on Sunday, I used the
Mm-hmm.
1 hour chart because I want this first candle is going to tell me what I need to know, right? See how that first candle went all the way down here?
Mm-hmm.
I knew I was going to get that move. The first candle pushed down way down here. So I knew, right? I knew that once it retraced, I was going to get these 50 pips or whatever, however many pips these were, 49 pips. I knew I was going to get that. What I don't know is how much time it's going to take. But I'm also cognizant that if you're in this trade long enough, it's going to push back up for when London starts. All the Asian session does is provide a little liquidity for London to run this liquidity, and then it push right back down, right? Were you on the call Saturday? No, you weren't.
No, no, this Saturday I wasn't.
Did you listen to it?
I did.
So anybody else who was on that call, y'all remember Leandra um, saying that it runs back up, or it runs, you could wait until London to get back in? Anybody?
I think she said that on the call before that time. Yeah, something like that I do recall her saying.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was Sunday, but it's neither here nor there. ICT talks about this all the time too. If you find your highs and lows for Asian session, a lot of times they're going to run those highs or lows. In this case, they ran both, right? They ran price way up here and ran the highs from Friday. Then price pushed right back down and ran the lows for that same day. See that? So I knew that once price rejected, that we were going to run the highs for Asian session. So I was done at 3 in the morning, or I believe it was about 2 in the morning. This candle, yeah, 2 in the morning, your time. So 2 in the morning, I was done. It's 3 in the morning is the London start, Slim, for you, or is it 2?
It's 3. Sorry, it's 3.
Yeah. So by the time Germany opened, I had my money, and to be honest, I didn't even watch it push back. Now I couldn't tell you that it was going to push. I knew it would push back down, but I didn't know it would push straight down to the same spot. So since I had my money and I was already out, I went to sleep. But I knew, like, if I didn't get my money, I would have sold because I would have known that it was going to run the highs and push back down. I didn't know it was going to come back up, though. I didn't expect it to push all the way back up here, guys. But I knew that it was going to run these highs and push back down. Any questions on that? There's nothing wrong with trading both ways. Like, do y'all ever do that? Y'all ever trade both ways?
No, I don't, because I don't.
Why? It's just complicated.
I'm not gonna say it's complicated. Like, if I feel, well, I'm not gonna say that I never do it. I do it sometimes, but I think when I have a hedge in, I think I just get so focused on what's going on with those two positions.
Your hedge would have been way up here.
Yeah, you're right.
So you're way in profit at this point. You like 50 pips in profit. You see it starting to retrace. Why not read? Man, we didn't. Leave it. Don't make
I'm
me
going
mess
on mute now.
Don't make me mess it up. Because Selena, didn't we back test? Didn't we test the strategy
Yes, we did.
and do the same thing?
Yes, we did.
Wow. Yeah. So your psychology is crazy. But
I'm gonna say, for me, I'm not making an excuse. Like, I think there's a couple, maybe that is psychology. There's a couple of things that I set for myself that I think is starting to mess me up. I set it for myself that I wanted to, like, I don't want to trade. I want to trade as little as possible during the week, especially when I'm not, wait, let me finish. So I say Sunday night, for me, I stay up all night. Let me finish. I didn't trade. You gave us a list of 3 that you liked.
Which one? Which ones were they?
It was EA. Hold on, let me pull out my notes.
This is EA.
EA was one of them. I didn't trade EA. EA was one, AU was one, and the other one, my other notebook must be downstairs. There was 2 or 3 that you gave us that you liked. And EA has been, as we call it, a soul crusher. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna stay away from EA. So I chose AU, but if I would have chose this one, my Sunday night would have been different. But what I'm saying is, I usually pick the wrong one that's not going to do all I needed to do on Sunday night.
So listen, this didn't do exactly what I thought it was going to do.
Right.
If you would ask me, I would have thought this was going to sell straight down to this imbalance. We still never hit this imbalance. I thought this was going to sell straight down here. That's how I was going to get my money. This is the zone right here.
Right.
So that's what I thought. But it rejected. It rejected at this imbalance. It rejected at these lows. So instead of just watching my profit go back up, I closed it. And I doubled the lot size to come back up. So here's another thing. If I measure from the top to this bottom, where's my zone at? Above where my position was. So I 100% knew that I was going to get paid. Because I thought this was just a retracement, which it turned out to be, and then it pushed down, but it didn't. This retracement didn't come down as far as I thought it would, but I didn't need it to, because I doubled my lot size and bought this retracement back up to the zone. All I needed it to come to was my entry. So there are a number of ways. I just think that all of us understand how to use fibs. We all understand what retracements are. Selena, you can even name, what's a 1 hour retracement? How many pips?
Is it 20 pips? Because 4 hours is 50.
You know 4 hours is 50. So between 20 and 30 is 1 hour. But if you could have saw this retracement as a 4-hour retracement, how many pips would you have said? Since you already know,
Pips.
you don't have any excuse, man. Like this is where the price came. How many pips is this? Over 50. Come on, man. Like I you have the knowledge. You have the knowledge. You have the same knowledge that I have. You just have a bad psychology. You have a bad mental disposition. I got it, man. You got beat up. Everybody gets beat up now and then. The question is, what are you doing about it? How much time do you spend on your wig? You know, like your mental piece. If you had told me, if you had asked me at that time what price was going to do, I would have told you this thing is going to sell. I really expected it to sell. I mean, especially after this week, after this candle. But it didn't. So that's fine. It's fine that it goes against what we think, right? But you have to have a plan to fix what's broken, right? You can utilize all these time frames. When you see this this order block on the 1 hour, this would be a good time to look at getting in. If you had got in right here, it would have picked up your hedge, but price quickly went right back up. You could have cut your hedge off and took it to the upside. It doesn't matter what you think. What matters is, what is your plan to recover if it goes against you, right? What level are you taking this to? What's going on? Like, in my opinion, to trade this north, it's not worth my time. To trade it south, yeah, but to trade it north, no, because it's in the order block. We already had these order block discussions. I mean, this thing might look like a ping pong all the way through here. So I'm not interested in trading this up. I thought that this was going to reject and sell out of the order block. That's the only reason why I was so attracted to EA. If you had asked me, that's exactly what I would have told you. So if you get on the daily or you get on this weekly, the order block, I wouldn't be in this pair going up. I'm not saying you can't do it, but for me, it's not worth my while. I like trades that move, man, like, and go one direction, not the ones that bounce. So my thing to all of you guys, if you pick up a trade or if you get into a trade, what the hell is the plan if the trade breaks down or if it goes a different direction? Those of you who hedge, man, you have such an advantage over people who don't hedge. You're just looking at it in a flawed manner. Like, there's no way that you can convince me that a hedge is a bad thing or your hedge getting picked up is a bad thing. This GJ trade that I made $1 million on. Look at this little range that I made my money on. Now, most of y'all wouldn't even taking this trade, but we got that colossal move the other night from the Japanese, throwing monkey wrenches in the forex plan. Then we had this 4-hour order block. I knew price was going to come back to tap in. I mean, because it rejected down on the 15-minute chart. It gave me that OB right there. Now, I was like you, Selena. I was like, man, I can get in right here, but I don't want it to bounce, right? So it's my demo, but I'm trying to perfect a strategy. I didn't want it to bounce. So I waited. Boom, it gave me another order block. And I say, you know what? If it crossed these lines, I'm buying it on the cross, right? I'm buying it on the cross. And I know it's coming up to this level because on the 4-hour chart, all I did was mark this wick down on this candle right here. I said, I know it's at least going to this red line. And for those of you who are thinking, man, how much money can you make? Don't even ask. You can make a lot of money on these short moves. Don't even ask. Don't ask. So this is a 78 pip move, man. I guarantee you I can make I can make freaking 10%. Especially if I know it's going up, man. I knew that this trade was popping up. Two positions right here. I can risk 2% to make 12%. Easy. All day, every day I do. All day, every day. Right? I knew it was going. This trade could have been taken by any one of us, based on a few different things. Based on this 4-hour chart, you know it made an order block and it's going to tap back in. So if you drop down to your 15-minute, you wait until you get your order block on the other side of this, which I pretty much did. If I look here, I have a swing low right here. Who doesn't recognize this as a good trade setup? There's an order block right here. Price taps in. It takes you up. Does everybody understand this trade? Most people probably didn't take that trade, but that was easy money. US 30. Oh, US 30 was such a lovely little girl. Okay, so I was listening to my man ICT. You already see the swing low right here, but it's the exact same setup that we just talked about with old GJ. Price came down. It gave you a low. It came down here, and this setup was pretty much taking shape, right? I knew that the dollar was selling, not buying. So I was going to look for buys on the US 30. So when I dropped down here, I saw this order block had formed. And I think the price was about right here. So when I saw this order block, I said, man, I know price is going to come back to the order block, so I can just put a box around it. But I remember my man ICT saying drop down to the 1, 2, or 3 minute on these US 30s. So all I did was drop down. Oh, let me delete. I'm going to delete this overlay. So when I drop down, the imbalance is right here. You see the wick of this candle? There's an imbalance. There's another imbalance, but it had already been mitigated. This imbalance was the only one that was left. So I figured that price would push down to the imbalance. Now, I don't trade US 30 all the time, right? And I wasn't just going to enter because it came to the imbalance. Now, you see I have my fib on it, right? I fibbed this move and it started pushing down. This was the 78.6. I got it. I'm going to tell you all the time, this is ICT's optimal trading entry, but I ain't just do it. You know, even though it's my demo account, because I do plan on trading like this in the early parts of next year. I waited until price came right here. See this order block right here? This was my entry. Now, I could have put my stop loss here. I didn't. Just in case we double tap at the 78.6, I put it, my stop loss here. It was a hedge, and we ended the trade, right? And it pushed up, and it pulled back. I added another position, and this thing pushed all the way up to the top. And I got out of the trade here at I want to say it was about noonish. It says 11:39. So about 11:39, I took profit here. And between those two positions, I made about 8 grand with those two positions. Do y'all see the setups?
Yes.
It's not y'all. Y'all are funny, man. Y'all say I make it look easy. This is the same things. Or let me stop saying that. What haven't we talked about that I'm going over? What haven't we?
I agree. Everything that you're talking about for me, everything that you talk about, we have talked about. It's just like with anything, when you're in a learning session or you're going over something, it makes sense or you understand it, but then you in live action, you know, it just seemed like every different things,
Well, I got you.
cause you to think different. That's all.
You're right. So here's something that helped me with this trade this morning. Right? Y'all see the time? Y'all, what time? This is about 9:30 my time. Right? It's about 10:30, about 11:30 your time. It's still in the kill zone, right? It's still in the kill zone on New York. Price left this area. This was the move up that most people would have taken, for the US 30. Most people would have taken this move because they want to get in, when the market opened, and they want to catch this explosive move up, right? Nothing wrong with that. But all I did was once we got the expansion, I just said, man, where is price going to come back to? As a matter of fact, on ICT's if you look at his mentorship series, I want to say it's it's either in the first or the second video, right? The first video he just talking. So it's either the second or the third video. He says sometimes he'll just put a filler out there, right? He'll throw a 0.01 buy, and then the market will start selling, right? Once the filler is out there, now all you got to do is say, okay, where is it selling to? Oh, it's selling to the imbalance. So you got this buy. Don't kill the buy because you're expecting it to come to the imbalance and go higher to the negative 27, right? You already got the fib on this. So this is where the market pushed up to. It's going to pull down to the to the 78.6. Then it should push up to your negative 27. So I don't have to kill this buy.
Todd,
Yes.
can't hear you if you're talking.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So even if you threw a buy in right here and it started selling, don't panic. Don't panic. Double that sell position because you know where it's coming now. Once you look at this, you already know it's coming down here. So now I can collect money on the sell. I'm not going to kill that buy. I'm just going to hold it. I'm going to double it. I'm going to make all kinds of money on this sell. Once it comes here and rejects, I get out of my sales and let that buy make money. I can enter another buy right here. So now I got two positions. One of them is negative, but it's losing. It's getting better. And the other one is just positive. Easy money, right? These aren't foreign we all understand these concepts. The setup might not be one you would normally look for, which is a 4-hour order block or whatever. However you choose to enter. I look at the US 30 a little bit differently than I look for my pair setups, right? Because I only need a micro movement. But even on your pair setups, just depends on what you're looking for. You don't have to have a crap ton of pips in order to make money. You just have to have a good setup, right? If you know you have an order block and you know price is going back to the order block, like I did on that GJ, man, that's a give me. That's a trade. I don't even have to think twice about that trade. It was just so simple, If you're looking for AU and EU and GU, are y'all looking for buys or sells, and why? Selena? Selena, buys or sells?
Guys.
And why?
Well, for me, I see the bullish order block, number one. I also see.
Okay, so let me see. What about this? Now, would you say this is a buy or sell?
I'm gonna say it's still a buy because you have the swing low.
So where is it buying to?
For me, I would go to, well, what I would do,
Here, maybe?
yeah, at least to the 50% of the imbalance for sure.
Exactly. I don't see this as a buy at all. I see this as a sell.
Because of the lower lows and the lower highs. Is that why
yeah,
you said?
and I mean, and you understand the fundamental reasons behind this selling. And if you look at the daily, it's selling. This is obviously a sell. Now, what we don't know, right? And what we don't know as a trader is price going to go back to this imbalance? Are they going to clean these imbalances up now, or are they going to do them later? Here's what I think, and I'm not pushing my ideals on you guys, right? I think Kim has a great trading style in her own right, right? I don't trade like Kim, with that being said. What I believe is, if I see this, if I needed to make my percentage in my real account, I would have taken this trade at 0445 this morning. I would have, based on what I saw. Now, my hedge would have been above this order block, right? So maybe my hedge was 50 pips. I don't give a darn. This is Tuesday. We can go up here tonight, way up here. We can go way up here. We can wake up here and clean these equal highs out. I don't give a darn, right? But I know when I wake up, I'm going to look to cut my hedge and start pushing down, because everything about this trade, to include the dollar raising its interest rate, I know I know the pound raised their interest rate, but it was a disappointing raise. Ours wasn't disappointing. But I'm looking for this thing to push down. Maybe my entry is premature. Maybe I'm too aggressive. I'm okay with that because I'm hedged. I can't lose. I can't lose. I can't lose because I got a hedge. You can lose if you don't hedge. So I understand you being picky about your entry. I'm not. I'm not. I'm going both ways. It's just like, if you're everything in life, man, if you're ambidextrous, you're the hardest person to hold in basketball, right? If you're flexible, like the NFL players, yeah, they're big and strong, but the most important ingredients, Baba, is flexibility, right? You don't want to be big and stiff. You'll get injured, you'll be out of there. If you're not flexible, you have to be fluid like water, man. You have to be able to see these things and adjust to these things on the fly. If you're saying, Selena, you got a hedge, but you running the hell out of it every time it gets picked up, it ain't doing you any good. It's your mentality about your hedge being picked up is all wrong. You need to look at that as a positive versus a negative. Especially when that bad, man, I love my hedge to get picked up on a Sunday. I got all week. I hate for my hedge to get picked up on Thursday. I ain't gonna lie, I hate it because I got like 12 hours to make a decision. So I think that your mindset is jacked up. You should be doing videos every day or every other day on mindset, because you have the knowledge already. Freaking Felicia, Instagram model. You got the knowledge. Y'all have the knowledge. Like, we've been over everything. We've been over candles. I mean, come on, man. Y'all have the knowledge. You just don't have the mental disposition to work that knowledge. Like everybody knows structure. I mean, I hear Kim talk about structure, I mean, all the time. I bring up structure. Structure rules the day. If you see it, it ain't lying to you. You know, outside of some major news event or some real life catastrophe, this is dropping. All we got to do is wait. And who cares if I get in this trade on Tuesday morning at 4:45 and you get in the trade Thursday at 4:45 and you get a great entry? I don't care because I'm in there like this. I'm chilling. And as soon as it starts dropping, I drop down to the 15-minute, give me another entry. You're going to have your one. I already know how you trade. And it's going to drop a little bit more. It's going to pull back and give me another entry. That's where we need to go into 2023. Like we have to take advantage of these moves. Today, I watched all these videos with these funded clowns. You know, I'm not going to call them clowns. You know, they're good traders. But
of the prop firms, this company is the best one, especially with the take on the challenge of building.
So this guy, Kimmel,
logical reason as to an actual logical reason as to why price is moving from this area to this area.
Watch his video.
Like 190s when you.
I think I've shared Tom Hugard before. This guy, man, is a mental wizard. He's a mental wizard. How many of you guys add to y'all's winning trades when you're winning? How many of y'all feel like you got to protect the $2 or $3 you make? If you're up $200, you want to move your stop loss, right? You want to collect that $200. It's the wrong mindset, man. All of that stuff hinders us as traders. This guy in this video, he talks about his friend that works for one of those trading firms, right? I want y'all to think about this. In that trading firm, he said that like 70% of the people were losing, right? They were losers. 70% of the clients were losers. Only 30% of the clients made money. Now, when his friend pulled the stats, right? He said 80% of the trades were winners. And only 20% of the trades were losers. Yet, 70% of the clients were losing. How is that possible?
Because of the rules that's set in place.
What rules?
The drawdown rules. You talking about for the prop firms?
No. No. You're right. The rules that the people make, right?
Right.
It's because of the way that people like you and me view our trades. So when we have a loser, we hope that loser is going to turn into a profitable trade. So we don't kill that loser. We let it run. We let it run and hit our stop loss.
Can't hear you, Todd.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
It's funny, your internet is working. It's just the sound went away because we see you clearly and we can hear your lips moving. So it's not the internet.
It does that all the time.
Oh.
It does it all the time. I don't know what's up with Sean. I mean, you know, the house is too big for the router and stuff to cover it. But anyway, the problem is we let our losers run to our stop loss and we hope that they're going to change directions. We don't let our winners run to take profit because we want to protect that profit. So we move our stop loss up. And even though we understand that price goes up, right? We take our profit. Yeah. And I'm going to show you an example, just like I showed y'all this US 30 trade. The US, this was in my demo. I didn't let it go all the way up here to this negative 27. See, I took my profit. I told y'all that, right? Mm-hmm. Now, this is probably going to go on and going up. It's a real life example of the issues that we have mentally because we all want to protect our $1,300. When if we just let it ride, you know, yeah, I would have had to pay a little commission fee, but this trade is probably going to keep on going. You know, that's a real problem. And it's something that we have to address going forward. Like you can't trade today like you traded yesterday. You can't, like, you already bought that account. You paid however much money you paid for your funded account, right? You're taking the challenge. You're trying to qualify this account. You will never qualify that account. You'll never qualify the account because you won't allow your trades to push, right? You have your hedge set, but you don't allow it to do its job. Your hedge is there to hold you at your 1%. $2 ain't gonna help you pass that challenge. $10 ain't gonna help you pass the challenge. You got to get that trade to get that percentage. It's everybody. It's not just you, Selena. It's everybody has those glitches and those flaws, myself included. I'm not any different than you guys. I want to make money. I want every trade to do exactly what I think it's going to do. Most of my trades don't do exactly what I think it's going to do. But my hedge always protects me. And I do allow my hedge to protect me because I do understand that that hedge is just like having a bulletproof vest. You know what I'm saying? Or an extra life. Once I figured that out, man, everything changed. Everything. Because it's hard for me to lose trades because I know market structure and I use hedge. It's hard for me to lose in a trade. That's all I'm trying to help you guys to understand.
What?
What's that? Did you hear me?
Nope.
I said it is hard for me to lose a trade because I use the hedge and I understand market structure. Like this trade setup, I took that trade setup based on the market structure. So, I think we are going to have to get to a point to where if you're a hedging person, that you use your hedge. You got to use it for what it's meant for. If you're not a hedge person, then you're going to have to be more judicial in the trade entries that you select, right? So you have to get in the trade at the imbalance, and you got to wait for price to hit the imbalance and push down. You can't just hop in the trade wherever you want to trade. You're going to have to be more judicial in picking your entries, which is fine, right? I don't push that, and I think Kim is going to be a better person when it comes to doing that because that's how she trades pretty much. And there's nothing wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. Any way you trade, you can make money if you're consistent, right? The way I do it, it works for me, right? And hedging works for me. If you don't hedge, you probably need to be a little bit more judicious in your approach. Yeah, Rose, I recorded the EA. In fact, I can go back to it if nobody else has any questions.
Can you look at, before you go back, can you look at AU for me? Just for a second. I already know where I went wrong. I already know I went wrong. That's okay.
Where did you go wrong?
Well, yes, I did. And so I was already in one position, and then I put in another position, and then I even did my hedge right. I put my hedge in the size of both of those positions for it to pick up. But on the 15-minute, that's where my second position was, and it just did.
So did you look at the upper time, the higher time frames?
Yeah.
You did. Hey, Selena, you know what it sounds like?
What?
Sound like you need to break yourself, fool. When did you look at the higher time frames? When I look at this daily, it tells me everything I need to know.
Ty, I got into this trade Sunday.
I got you.
I'm looking at the daily.
Well, this is
I used to.
This is Sunday right here.
Okay.
So maybe you think it's going to fill this imbalance. I got that piece.
Well, I was on my fib, I fibbed the weekly, and so I was waiting. I was doing a retracement.
Right, and it didn't push up as high.
No, it did.
But it looked like it pushed up pretty decent. Maybe it was after it went down.
It's been a bullish week, man.
Oh, so this See how it pushed up and then went down?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, it did. They didn't even chase this imbalance. They just closed this first.
Yeah, and that's where my that way that imbalance is. I think that it's inside the golden zone of the weekly retracement. It's in between it's inside the 50 and the 618.
Okay, so for me, I would still be in the hedge, and this is what I'm looking at. You see this bearish order block on the daily?
Mm-hmm.
It looked
What
like
is Sean smiling at?
it looked like I don't know, but it looked like tonight you would get paid. That's what it looked like to me. I'm smiling because this has been a bullshit week.
Tell me about it.
This is what I would think right here.
That's probably why Kim was hollering at me at the beginning of the call, like why you closed it.
This is why you this is why you hedge, I think. That's a 17 pip stop loss. And even if you just traded it to these equal lows, that's a 3-to-1 on the daily chart. We're not even talking about what happens on the 15 minute. 15 minute is bull, dog. It's bull. So I think that I think you pulled the trigger too fast. Well,
I did. I think it just kind of scared me because I was like, oh crap. I didn't even know that position had activated. And it just threw me off when I got on here to check, what my balance was. And you asked me what my balance was.
Yeah, man, that thing is gonna cook too. Yeah, I definitely would have waited. The hedge protects you, man. Like you gotta use the hedge for what it's meant for. You can't use it the way you've been using it.
I know.
Oh, Rose. Okay, Rose. We talked about this already, but
I got toasted on Euro odd so bad.
on Sunday, did you get in on Sunday?
No, it's Sunday night, Monday morning.
Okay, I got in Sunday.
I was working.
Okay, so if you had got in, what time Sunday night did you get in?
Like around like midnight.
You got in right here. You was in the money. You got
I
in.
was.
You got in for the sale.
Mm-hmm.
So this is when I had made my money about midnight this time, but it's about 2 a.m. It's the start of Germany. So midnight your time was about somewhere on this green candle. Because this is 2300 my time, that's 2200 your time. This is midnight my time, 2300 your time.
I got in like around the top of that last bullish candle. Yeah.
So what time frame?
4 hour. Well, I used the let's see, did I use the 5 or the 15? I used the 5 minute to look for my entry signal after it hit that 4 hour order block. And then it sold. Why does yours look so much different than mine? It looks like we're looking at two completely different things.
Well, we are, but I gotta find where that Sunday. It has to be right here. 4 hour candle. That's Tuesday. This has to be it for Sunday. Friday. Okay. It's in here.
So I can't really see the candles. Oh, yep, right there. Okay, so see how that wick, how it like touches that 4-hour order block from last week?
Right. That's where you got in.
That's where I entered, and I was expecting it to sell down into the
Yeah,
weekly order block, or at least fill that
too.
gap.
I was too. So, but if you got it in a 5 minute, let me try to drop to the 5. You
Yeah,
had
so right.
you had to be up like $1 million.
No,
What was your
no,
what was your stop loss?
my stop loss was 1.58674. So like literally just right above
6, 7.
674.
That's 6, 7, 9. We'll just say right around here.
Mm-hmm.
And what was your entry?
My entry was 58463. Approximately. It's always a little bit different when I enter on MetaTrader.
Okay, so that's pretty much you had a 20 pip stop loss.
So like it looked so promising and everything and like it was going good. I added a position. And then when we were talking about it in the chat yesterday and I told you to look at that 6-hour candle, there was a 6-hour order block. And like I knew, I was like, dang, there's no way that it's gonna continue selling past that, at least for now.
Yeah,
And
the
I
6
should have
hour.
exited.
Well, did you have it hedged?
No.
Oh, you didn't have a hedge. Yeah, I definitely would have protected myself. But whenever me and you talked, I think this this candle was still red, right? So it could have just pushed down
Mhm.
and formed a bearish order block is what I was kind of hoping for too. But when it pushed up, I think on the 1 hour it did push down at first because I started to send you a message.
Mhm. It pushed into that order block perfectly and used
Yeah,
it to go up.
there it is
So
right there. That candle right there. I thought that was going to be.
yeah, so for me, like normally, I mean not normally, like I had it in my gut. I was like, okay, there's a 6-hour order block. That's what it's telling me. I need to exit and enter again when it shows me a better entry. Because I can always enter again, but I didn't. I held it and I'm so upset that I did.
Yeah, I don't know what this pair is going to do the rest of the week, but I assume that it's going to break through this order block eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why it accumulated here, I guess. But to me, like I was telling you, I'm not going to trade it through this order block. I just have to look at a different setup. But I understand how you got cut up because whenever I broke down my trade, I caught the first down move,
Mm-hmm.
and then I just doubled my position to go up. But
Mm-hmm.
I thought that it was just going to keep pushing down. And because I finished at midnight my time, I knew that this was gonna sell, but I just assumed like you that it was gonna sell down to this area that I had marked up to the golden zone.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know it was gonna turn and go back up.
Yeah. I didn't expect it to go up and make a new high, but like on my part, that was 100% poor management because I did see that order block and I chose
Yeah.
not to.
Well, I
'Cause
saw it too. I saw that the 6 when we talked. I saw it.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, I couldn't believe it. I especially with these back-to-back order blocks. You know, I just figured that it would sell. You know, where it gave a 4-hour bearish order block, we're in like a weekly bearish order block and a monthly bearish order block. You know, I thought that it would push down to the golden zone and then go up maybe, but I thought we would get it pushed down to the zone, and it just it never came to fruition.
Well, if it makes everybody feel any better, that trade fucked me too.
Yeah, I mean, of course my risk was managed, but it's just annoying.
Yeah, that happened, but that's exactly why I hedge. So I could afford to be wrong in the analysis. If it goes against me, I just switch and go the opposite direction. But yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's kind of just awkward. That would have been a good one to hedge because it was like that 6-hour order block was there, and if I exited, then I could have taken partials. And like to me, it still had so much room to where it could buy up and still sell down. Obviously, it broke that high,
Yep.
but like I could have just re-entered, which is usually how I manage my trades. And I just like, I don't know.
Well, you might have another chance because you know it looked like it's pushing down there, but I'm not messing with that.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm still in GN and I'm just, yeah.
How did GN go? Is anybody else in good trades? Did you take? I'd have been out of GN. That's 100 pips right there. I'd have been out. You're still in GN? Did you make
Yeah.
it?
No, I don't
Oh
know
man,
what's wrong.
what do you
Why
mean?
don't I have 10? Why don't I have 5% right now? I've literally been in it since the bottom. I did add a position that
Yeah.
ended up getting stopped out, but it hit that 4-hour order block.
Rose,
See, look.
Rose.
Why am I not at my percentage right now?
What are you
what is
talking
going
about?
on?
Like this was the scenario I had locked up. This is a 3.3, but this is on like a 4-hour time frame. The key
Yeah.
is to drop once you have your setup, you got to drop down to the 15-minute.
Yeah.
So I know good and well, like you had to be in this right
No,
here.
and even in the chat, I called out that 4-hour order block as a second entry,
Yeah.
but I look, I got stopped out 3 times in a row, so I'm not
Now,
allowed to place
how did
another
you get
trade
stopped out when it never violated that 4-hour order block?
because I added a position
So
higher up.
listen, this is very important for everybody on the call. If you're in this trade, right, your original position was probably down here somewhere, right?
Yeah.
This order block that you called out never was violated. So there's no way that you should have ever been stopped out.
Well, no, that wasn't where I entered. I entered up higher because it gave me my signal, but it sold through, which is fine because I can re-enter on that order block and make that money back. But my rules tell me I have to wait 24 hours because I just got stopped out 3 times in a row, which sucks. But
yeah, rules are rules. But yeah, there's no way. There's no way you can
like it literally respected that perfectly. I was so upset. I'm just like, whatever.
Oh, sweet
I'm
Jesus.
shooting myself in the foot here. What's wrong? What's happening?
Yeah, this is a winner all day, and it looked like it's still going up, but it went straight to the take profit, right to this equal high right here. 108 pips, easy money, easy money.
Okay, wait. So hear this. So I'm a little bit different than you. You risk 1%. I risk a 0.5%. So even right now, I should be up like 500, but I'm up not even $100. Like, what is that?
Well, it depends on your setup. Like if this is a 4-hour setup that I have, right? I have a 33 pip stop loss set right here. So only thing I would make is 3%, which is trash for 100 pips. It's trash. So that's the beauty of dropping down to the 15-minute. And this is what I always try to tell you guys, right? If you drop down here to this 15-minute and you enter a long position, let's say you would have picked up this order block right here. Even if this order block would have picked your edge up, which, you know, it's debatable whether or not it should have. This one position is 11%.
Yeah.
If you add this 11 to that 3, that's 14% based off 2 positions.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to lose when you do it like this. Like,
Yeah.
over the long run, you're going to make so much more money in your account, whether you're trading for a prop firm or your personal account. The setup is based off of the 4-hour order block, and it's cool. You just want to get in the trade based off this 4-hour order block. It comes down, it taps you in the trade. The key is to drop to the 15-minute and get you an additional entry. These same tips that paid you 3% on this 4-hour are going to pay you 11 on a lower time frame. So between those 2 positions, 14%, your week is over. Right? The only thing you can do is shoot yourself in the foot with putting your stop loss in the spot. But
yeah, no, I would be done for the week, honestly, but my rules said nope.
yeah, so you know, as long as you recognize it, you know, like maybe you'll catch a setup tonight or tomorrow. It's the same thing, right? The principles are the same. You know, you find a setup you're gonna see it on your 4-hour. Enter the trade, however, you know, whatever your entry method is. You know, if it was like mine, you got tapped in, then you drop down to the lower time frame, the 15-minute, get you a second entry, and you've made your percentage for that week. Yeah, this is being recorded.
Can't hear you.
I say yes, it's being recorded. Yes, ma'am. Hey, can y'all hear me now? Did anybody catch the JPY drops?
Nope.
I know Kim caught them because she told y'all to get in. I know Kim caught it. She had a 6.0 lot size on it or something.
No, I didn't have
that 300 pip drop.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on. I did. Oh no, I had a 1 lot. I did. I only had a 1 lot.
Well, there you go. I mean, it's still 300 pips, but 1 lot is pretty damn good. So, did anybody trade it after that?
Nope, I went on about my day.
Like, I don't understand how none of y'all traded that after that.
Neither. I don't understand it either. Like, the GJ setup was so clean. Were you guys anticipating it to drop like that, or did you just see that 4-hour order block and you were just entering it?
Kim,
I called it from the yeah, I called it from the off the 15-minute.
Yeah, I mean, and you saw it creeping. If you throw the fib from here to here, the pullback, it's probably going to be a decent pullback. Let me see. But even after it fell, you could have traded the second leg up. It didn't quite get to the zone. But even after this fell, you could have traded this buy up and then sold it.
Actually, I caught it from the top. I didn't catch the actual. I caught from the top.
From way up here?
Yeah.
Yeah. You caught GJ, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's to me, it's all the same, right?
Yeah.
Y'all see this 64 pips right here? This I probably make more with this 64 pips than I would have trusted to make on this big drop. Because I already understand, you know, what's happening. Selena, how far is a 4-hour retracement?
50 pips.
That gave me 64. Man, I might have made $3,000 on them 50 pips. Because I understand what I'm looking for. And so what, I missed that move. But man, this happened. I think, I mean, 5 or 6 people said something about it. You could have got it on this next candle. This next candle pushed down a little bit first before it retraced. But still, I mean, that
We
retrace,
lost you,
I said,
Ford.
so it pushed down first. Can you guys hear me?
We
Okay.
can hear you.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I think when this new candle opened up, I think it pushed down first and then it retraced. So it actually probably paid more than 60 some pips. I think this is probably where it pushed down first. $85 pips. So yeah, you could have ate, man. I saw it. I didn't trade that move, but I did actually see it. And I traded GJ today in the demo the same way. That little move right there made thousands. So I just think it's if you're not taking advantage of your setups, it's probably because you have like bad psychology, especially if you see the setup and you refuse to take the trade based off of what happened to you last week. That's not a good look. Y'all tracking?
Mhm.
Anybody trading AC? AC been showing out from every day.
I was looking at it. I didn't trade it though. That's that chalk and continuation.
Yeah, but this is the trade that we always fall asleep on that gives us 130 pips a week. Look, 142 pips. There's your move, Slim.
Yep.
It's 142 pips. It's consistent, man. This thing give you 130 pips a week. All right, you guys got anything else? Time to go to the now. Stop doubting yourself. Watch you some mindset videos.
I almost traded NZ, and I'm glad I didn't because
Are you gonna
I
buy
would
it?
have got